some boost.
Sweet. Here we go, and we have the man, the living
Hello,
Oh,
legend.
there's the man, the myth, the legend.
the man
There
in
you
the
go.
dark. I think I'm not the only one in the dark. Boy, you guys are in the more dark.
Well,
Both in
actually,
the
we are out here. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Um,
Yes.
yeah, you cannot see us, but I'm here with Jay. I
Hi,
mean,
Jay. Nice to meet you, Jay.
Nice to meet you too.
Are you guys camping or something?
yeah, we actually are. If I'm about to give you a view, well, wow.
Oh, excellent. That's super cool.
So we are in an open field. We're actually just hanging out, and I tried to invite him so
Very
he
nice.
could experience what RTILA is all about. So yeah,
that
that's
Yes,
is
about
thank
it.
cool.
you. And for those
No,
who
thank
do not
you.
have yet an Asian experience of living in Asia, in the Philippines or Malaysia, you can go out at 2 a.m., have a drink, find a place to have food. 2 a.m., 4 a.m. It's
Definitely.
so cool.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Can't be Europe. Can't be Europe.
Yeah.
If you are
So
if you have any plans of dropping by in the Philippines, please let us know. I'd be more than happy to give you a tour. Hi Mog, how are you doing?
thank you, Bo. Yeah, Mog joined, Kim joined. Yeah, I think
I
most
am
of
Great.
blessed. Unfortunately, I would like to be in a relaxed state as you, Bo.
you
um,
will
it's
come.
Friday's Eve here, so not sure if I can bring my Everclear
Oh,
But you have
or my
do you
Heineken.
Mog, do you travel often back to Nigeria, or is that common
Uh,
for you?
all over actually, yeah. So I'm basically a tech whore.
Yeah, so once you come back around this area, then we are just, I think we are 9 hours flight from the Philippines, 7 hours from Malaysia, from
Nice.
the East African coast. Nice.
Who's
So
who's who's this new addition, Isabel?
sorry,
I'm not sure if I've met Isabel before.
Isabel. Wait, let's see.
I'm making fun of Eric.
No, Isabel. Ah,
That's just me. That's my wife's account. I just don't care anymore. I
yeah,
just log in with whatever I can find.
he hacked. I like
Sorry, man.
your
Sorry to
headgear.
disappoint.
I wasn't
That's
sure.
just
I
me.
looked closely. I saw you wearing a hat. I was like, this looks.
Today I feel cold, so it's
How is
14
it?
Oh
degrees in
boy.
Germany. It's winter.
Yeah.
14, 1-4.
1-4.
Okay, that's still livable.
No,
exactly. What are you complaining for? 1-4.
no, it's not livable. I need 31 degrees like in Mauritius. 3 more weeks. 3 more weeks, guys.
I
Yes.
blame Mohammed for this. You've corrupted him, Mohammed. You've got him with expectations.
No, he lived in warmer countries. I think you've been to even more hot, no?
Dubai and stuff. Sure.
Dubai, yeah, Dubai in summer is super hot. I mean, in their
I've never
summer.
been there in summer. But today, Mohammed, we agreed on a house in what is it? What's the Schatz? Kalo Kalodun, whatever.
Kalodun, I will look it up. Congrats. Nice,
I'll
nice.
send you a link. Yeah.
Yes, excellent.
Oh,
I met a
finally a
German
place to go.
family as well that just moved in to Mauritius. I just met them last week, and their son is taking the course with us at Middlesex University. Yeah.
Very cool.
So I told them you guys also are coming soon. So it's cool. We have more and more German people. Eli, how are you doing?
Yeah, not too bad at all. Just another chaotic day, but looking forward to the meeting, that's for sure.
Yes, and today is the theme that you asked for. We're gonna do the Directus side of with RTILA V8.
Happy
Let's
days. I'm looking
see.
forward.
Yes, we have Isaac Alejandro who just joined us. I think it's your first time, Isaac. If you're okay to pick up the microphone and say hello, you're more than welcome.
Yeah, hey everybody. It's great to be here. Had RTILA for a while, and I'm really excited with the new changes and updates. So it feels
Yes.
like Superman just got an upgrade, which is crazy. So
Yeah, we're so excited. And Isaac, thank you for being an early adopter. Isaac has been like supporting us with very nice encouragement messages for, I don't know, maybe 2, 3 years. No, something like that.
Wow.
Yeah, actually, that's right. I think this is 2022 or early 2023.
Yeah, so we're getting
Yeah.
into the 3 years. Yeah. So thank you
Yeah.
for that,
Thank you.
Isaac, and happy to have you in the community. So please chip
Appreciate it.
in anytime. Where are you based, by the way? Because we're mapping, our people around the world.
Yeah, I'm south of Houston, Texas. So I'm technically
Houston,
outside of
Texas.
Houston, but yeah, we have
Mog.
a.
So you're not far from Mog.
I'm not sure where Mog is from,
Oh no,
but
I
I'm
see
in Dallas. I'm in Dallas.
Dallas.
So
Sorry.
we're not too far from
Same
each
thing.
other.
yeah. So Texas is funny, right? Like they're not
Yeah.
far away, but they're still 4.5 hours away.
Yeah.
Texas is huge.
I'm actually planning on making a trip to Houston probably the next week or two. Yeah.
Okay, maybe we can meet up.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Definitely.
Excellent.
Pleasure to meet you.
All right.
Excellent. And welcome, Isaac, again. And I think we also have always Kim, the quiet gentleman. I think, Kim, are you from Toronto?
Yes, I'm currently in Toronto. That's where I reside.
Toronto. Yeah, beautiful
Yeah.
city as well.
Yeah, not too bad.
Yeah, we have few people also around Toronto. So Kim, thanks for being here. And Tanel is our Estonian representative. So I don't know if Tanel, you want to chip in. Let's see who is here. Isabel, we know her. Bo and Jay, yeah, I think we covered all our nice people. So I'm gonna. Any questions? Any suggestion, guys? Everything is okay. Before I start sharing some stuff. Eli, did
Yeah,
you
look.
notice anything?
No, nothing at all. Just we're waiting with bated breath.
Yes. I'm always learning English with you, man. There's always some expressions. Very nice. All right, let's start. Share the screen here. Is my face visible? Am I still visible? I didn't
Yes.
on the main light. Okay, excellent.
And we can
So
see your screen too.
perfect. So I'm gonna put the V8, and we did a session yesterday with Cyrus that we are going to publish, where we went through kind of a beginner approach to how to use the V8. And today we're going to look at how we can use the V8 to get data from Directus, and then pick up a URL from a Directus entry, go to that URL, get some data, and enrich back that content. Yeah. So this is kind of also, Eric, where we have been stuck with the V7. The enrichment process was not very stable with the V7, and I think now we can pick that up with the V8. So I have an example here, for example, on this Directus, this demo Directus, with 3 books from books to scrape. And let's say the first time that we scraped the books, we got the title and then we got the price, but we didn't get the UPC code. And I'm going to show you here. So if I go to, for example, A Light in the Attic, and I go to the URL of this book, the objective is to first find the books that are draft, because that's the status we use for books that have not been scraped yet. And then we get the URL of the draft book, go to the URL, and then we're going to scrape and find the UPC code, and then go back to Directus and do what we call a patch from a database perspective, which means we update that listing. So we come back here to A Light in the Attic, and we will essentially do the equivalent of this. We will mark it as scraped, and then we will put the UPC code here, and via API we will update the data. Yeah. So that's what we want to do, and that's actually not an easy way to do with automation tools. So the best way to start is with a project. So I'm going to share with you this template, this project as a template. I'm going to first show you how this works, and then how you can make it work for another table, for example, like the wonders location around the world for tourism, or for some other things like a company listing or company website. I will show you how you can adapt this project to other data sets. But let's look at the project first. So if I will first just close this. So here, let's make this smaller. I open the project manager, and you can import this project, but let's look into it. okay, the first thing that we want to do is that we want to go to the page of one of the books and make sure that we are catching back the book name. So let's move this here as well. Here, this is the dataset book data, the book name, because we need to use the book name to link back to this entry. And then what we want is the UPC. And here for the UPC, you can see here that RTILA AI assistant already find the next path for me. And this, we did it in the video with Cyrus yesterday. So I will share with you guys the link on how you build the first level of this automation and how you get the data. So now that we have this data set, every time we load the URL, we will be able to get back the book name and then get the UPC code, which is here, using this XPath. All right, let's look now at the web automation side. So it has, this has been kind of designed for learning purposes, for us to understand this is intermediary, or even this is advanced level of using RTILA and Directus. So you need to have a bit of basic knowledge. And I'm going to share with you the basic knowledge about Directus that you need to know is that when you want to interact with the collection on Directus, I'm going to make this bigger. You need to know that the API will always needs to go to your website where you have Directus, and then it will always be /items/ the collection name. So if your collection name is organizations, then you need to update it. If your collection name is companies or whatever, you have to make sure that you're pointing to the right endpoint URL. That's the first knowledge that you need to know about Directus. The second, which is very useful for RTILA, is that there is a way when you're logged in Directus to get the schema of a given collection. So let's say I don't know humanly the schema. I will just copy this, go log in to my Directus like this, and then I can open a new tab and just replace your collection here, and here it will output for you. Directus will automatically output for you the schema of this collection. So this is very useful for RTILA. So I will save here the schema. I will call it books collection schema, and then I paste it. And this is what will allow us to will allow you guys to configure and change the template to your Directus, because you can then also mention your API key, which will be different. And then you can ask RTILA, here is the template of Directus fetching the URL and then updating the data. Here is my Directus data. Please replace all the endpoints and collection and API keys and fields with my own instance, and that will allow RTILA to customize that project for you. So this, we used to do it manually. Now we have an opportunity to do it with the AI assistants. So once you do that, then let's look at the flow. Here we can target different statuses. So we created a static variable that is called status, yeah, and we want to use this so that we can now, for example, if you want to go and fetch the ones that are pending, or you can change the status. Right now we're looking at those that are draft. So now this variable has the name status and will be used in the next command. The next command, if I now look at it, the next command was created by RTILA AI assistant, but you don't have to use it to recreate, because we kind of trained the AI model to follow these instructions. So now you can use this, and then it will just go and change your API key that I was showing you. It will change your URL. It will keep the filters. So this is how we filter the responses that are coming from Directus. So you can tell it right now. You see here we have a limit of 1. That means that Directus will give us just the latest entry that is draft. But you could create a loop. For example, you could say you could ask the AI to change it to 3, 10, or whatever. But for learning purposes, we did with 1 only. And then the rest is classic JavaScript. It uses the bearer token, and then it prepares the query, and then it sends it to the Directus, and then it will get the response back. And if there is no draft, it will say some error message, or that no books with status draft was found. So this is the initial command that was done by RTILA V8 AI assistant. And remember, we don't need to be a developer. Mog, for you, this is English. For me, it's still Chinese. So maybe you can go and play around. But even for us as non-developers, let's say as just a bit technical, I just need to understand that all this JavaScript can be adapted by RTILA V8 AI assistant to work with my Directus credentials, with my Directus collection, and so on. So once I understand that, and I understand that the first run script command is getting the data from the API. The second command here has nested commands. So if I go down, you will see that we have nested commands, and it is a conditional command here. It's if something happens, then do this, and else we say that there is no draft book. So what it does here is that it basically checks if we have some data coming back from Directus, if there is any book that is draft, and this is what it uses here. It says that the type is script, and the JavaScript expression is that if the response has more than 0 entries, then proceed and do the job. If it is less than 0, if it is 0, then just say that there is no draft books. So this is a simple conditional logic that avoids using resources when there is no responses from the API. But once we have a draft, at least one of them that is draft, it will get a response. And then what it does here is that this command, it will set the current book item. So because we used to have actually a loop for going through multiple books. So we used to set it to the first one and then set it to the second one with a counter. But right now this is kind of a reminiscent, but it sets it to the one and only item that is coming back from Directus. So you can, for now, just ignore it in terms of understanding. But what it does is that it captures the data, and then from the response that we get, it is feeding to this go to URL command. It is feeding it $. So in the new V8, we don't use curly bracket, double curly bracket to start and double curly bracket to finish to express a variable. Now it is $, and then single bracket, and then single bracket closure. And then you can put your variable, and you can also put the variable that belongs to a group of variable or a whole JSON. When you have like a whole JSON, you can go inside a specific field of that JSON, and then this will allow you to iterate. So what we are doing here, basically it's saying that the current book item, I want the book listing, and the book listing is the name of the field that has the URL. So if I go back to my database schema here, if I go to what is it, data model, and I look at the books, and I look at book listing is written like this, B capital, L capital, and it's the book listing that contains the URL. So if I go back here, you see here, book listing has the URL. So this is what this command is doing. It will get the book listing of the current book item, and it will feed it and replace it to the URL so that it can load the URL. Once we load the URL, if you remember already in V7, we need to wait. So we're gonna wait 5 seconds with this command. Now in V8, the waiting time is expressed in milliseconds. So it's 5,000 milliseconds, basically 5 seconds. So we wait. Now the data is appearing on the page, which means we will be at the same level as this. The data will be already loaded like this. So once the data is loaded, we just use the extract command, just like the V7, and I tell it extract the dataset book data, and then keep it, and then output the data into this variable name, scrape data. This is what the AI did. So now it's catching the data, and then the next command is a run script that is also an API query, and this is the patch book data, because we want to update back the current listing. So now I will just try to explain what it does, and those of you who are more technical can dive in more. But it's basically connecting to the same books collection with my API key, and now it's using the method patch, yeah. And then there is a stringify of the JSON, because the UPC data is being passed, because we scrape this UPC here, this variable here. We scrape that, so this is coming from the UPC variable, and the UPC variable is, where is it? here constant UPC. So the UPC variable is getting from variables.scrape data, which was the variable name of the extract book details, yeah. And then it is getting the zero level dot UPC, which contains this this data, yeah. So now it's going to feed this data and send it as a patch. And also here you can see that we are updating two fields. We are updating the UPC field with the UPC value, which is the name of the variable, and then we are updating the status field with the static value scraped, so that we know that this book has been scraped, and then the next time we run this command, it will go for the next book that is still draft until we finish the job. Okay, so once it does that, then it will output some console log, and that's it, and then it will stop the project. So again, this is intermediary advanced, but this is also when we reach the level of Directus. This is for massive scrapping and enrichment projects. Let's run it and see if it behaves correctly. Eli, have I lost connection? Have I lost the people? Are we still on?
No, I think everybody's still cool. Anybody got any questions before we move on? Just in
No,
case
thank you.
they say. No.
Cool. Okay, so let's run it now. I'm going to run it here. And let's see what it does. So it got one book that was draft. It got the URL. It went to the page. I think now it's waiting 5 seconds. And now it finished the project. So let's go back to Directus. So before I run the project, everything was draft. So let's refresh. And now the light in the attic has been updated. It's now status scraped, and the UPC has been populated. So now if I run again this, just to test our formula, if I run it again, it should go for the next book that is draft. It should not do the attic again. Something misfired, or maybe it was too fast. Let's see. Yes, I think it misfired. Let me run it again here. Yes. Okay, now it launched. Yeah, tipping the velvet. That was the next book that is draft. And now it's waiting 5 seconds. Okay, done. Let's go back to Directus, refresh, and the velvet should be also done and updated. There we go. The UPC of the velvet book, scraped as status. Let's run it one more time. Now the last book is submission, and 5 seconds, and it should also have updated my third book. So here we go. Let's see. Okay, so we've just went through the 3 books, opened their respective URLs. I think, Zach, is it your microphone? Zach, welcome. Welcome, Zach. Thank you for the mic. So now we've gone through and we've updated the 3 books. And what you can do when you're testing, for learning purposes, you can just come here in Directus, select all the books. And if you want to try again, you just update the status. And then if you also update UPC with nothing, it will basically delete the UPC field. And now you can play again and run it again. So one small option I want to show you, because maybe some of you will say that I don't want to run it one by one, which is fine. But this is like the simplest way of making a Directus project work. And it keeps simplicity, which is already advanced. And then we can use a task scheduler. So I can go now and create a new schedule, and I just choose my project here, and I can now run it every, let's say, 5 minutes. Every 5 minutes. So I'm going to put 1 minute just so that for you guys to see it running. But 5 minutes, 1 minute is too fast. I advise at least 5 minutes or 10 minutes. So I'm going to create this schedule, and hopefully I activated it here. If we just like hands off now and we wait about 1 minute, the project will kick up by itself. And remember here, I have everything is draft. So the project will run and will update the first entry for me every 1 minute. So if I spoke 30 seconds, maybe we have 30 seconds. But in the meantime, Eli, do you see any questions in the chat?
No, there's no questions at all. Does anybody have any questions at all while we wait for the two to be scraped? Cricket, you're doing a good job.
So let's see if the schedule is working. I tested it only once, so I hope it's still there. It's still working. If not, I will just stop it and get back to you guys. It's probably about a minute soon. There is also an option to run this via API and trigger this project via API AiA. So that will be like the next level, maybe next week or the week after. We will convert this into API layer, and then we can trigger this on demand. So yes, something is wrong with my scheduler. I will check what it is and get back to you. So this is probably a small hic in the last update. I'm using the very last 8.16, which we just put. Oh no, it's running. You see here, project run. It kicked off. Oh yeah, it's here. It opened the window. So this, it opened it by itself. It ran it. And I think it finished running. So let's go look at Directus now. One of the books should be done. Thanks, Zach. Thanks, Zach, for encouragements. Okay, so the schedule worked. And I will now stop it so that it doesn't pop up while we are talking. So I disable now the schedule. So now you can run it like that. So this is what you can do also, Eric, with your thousands of listings. You can get them one by one, but then just run this every 5 minutes, for example.
Yeah, I would love to start using that. I'm
Yeah,
very happy about this.
We can finally work back on it using the V8.
Yay!
Cool. So this was like the first step that I wanted to share with you, is that you will import this project, and then maybe you can test it with your own Directus, and then you create a book entry, and then you create a book name, book price, UPC, and you try it yourself. Or if, let's say, you have another table, another collection, I'm going to experiment because I didn't do it before, but I hope it's going to work. Let's say you guys, we work on a different project, and the different project has a different collection with different fields. Yeah. But I want to use this project as my basis and then just replace it and adapt it so that it can work for my new website or my new Directus table. Yeah. So what you could do is you could export this project. So I'm going to export it here. So I will. So first, let's rename it. I'm going to rename it. So I'm going to come here, edit settings, and I'm going to rename it Directus API get URL scrape to enrich book example, so that when I feed it to the AI, you will see that this is actually an example. So now I can go and export it here. I will export it to my downloads. All right. Now let's start a new AI chat. And last week we were talking about repairing, last week we were talking about repairing the attachment in the chat. So now you can attach PDFs, JPEGs, JSON files, .RTILA files from all projects and reconvert them into the new V8. You can attach text documents, a bunch of stuff that you can attach here for the AI to help you with. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to attach this template here. And remember, now we're going to work with the wonders. So I need to go and fetch the schema of the wonders collection. So here I go and I replace with wonders. And you don't have permission to access extension. Really?
There's a D missing.
Yeah.
The wonders is not wonders.
Not only the D is missing, is the whole ADHD of Mohammed. My whole dyslexia. Yes, thank you. Here we go. So I'm going to copy this. Yeah, this is my different table. I go back to RTILA chat and I will tell it study the attach project, which is an example of how to retrieve the URL of a given entry in a given Directus collection, and then capture the URL from a specific. You see what I'm doing here is actually I'm not being smart and lazy. Let's be lazy. what I will do first is to tell it, explain to me what this example project is doing, and it's going to do my job actually that I was trying to do. So let's ask the AI. It goes through this project, and now it's actually preparing the answer that I wanted. So this project configuration automates a workflow that interacts with a book data API and a website to enrich data. Here is the breakdown. It sets the variable to define draft. It fetches book data from the API, and then the API request, it will filter. It filters the status with draft. It stores the variable in API response, and then there is conditional logic. If a book is found, it will navigate to the books listing page using book listing URL. So this is good. And what I'm doing right now is that I am verbalizing with the AI what this project is doing. So now I can tell it again, this project is for us to use as an example. Now I want to do a similar flow, but for a different Directus collection, which has different field names. So you need to adapt this project to my Directus collection. Okay, below is the collection schema. So I give it the schema, and then I also need to give it the endpoint, and the endpoint is not books now, it should be wonders. So this is the format of the schema, and the endpoint for my collection is, and then I give it this, but instead of books is wonders. Review all the variable names and differences and changes needed to adapt this project to my target Directus collection. And in the wonders collection, the field name that contains the URL is, and then this is where you have to have a minimum understanding of your Directus. You need to know which field should be populated so that you can interact with the AI. So if I go to the data schema, data model, I go to wonders, I need to catch the exact field name, like if it has capital letters or not. So it's called website. Website with all small letter. So that's where the URL is for this collection. So now I'll tell it here. The URL is in website. Okay, now a very good habit, guys, because at the moment we don't have versioning, is that you can tell the AI assistant not to modify the project, and you have to kind of consciously say it. So I'm going to tell it now, just answer me with all the changes that needs to be done for this example project to work for my target collection, and do not make project changes. There we go. Just reply me first. Yeah. So now I gave it all the customized data for my new project. Let's see what it does. And I forgot to give it more context. Probably you will understand, but I should have told it that this is now a tourism database, and we are listing all the wonders of the world, and we're missing this data because you see, it will still look for the UPC, but that's not what I want yet. But let's see what it does, what it did, and what it says. All right, so it says the API URL has to be changed from books to wonders. That's very good. It got it. The current filter, status equal, now should be changed to status equal. This seems to be the same based on the schema, but yeah, so it's asking us if it's the same status field. So I will say yes. And then that data field for URL, it was book listing in the former example, but we need to change it to website. So now the iteration will be done at bookitem.website. That's very good. The dataset for extracted data, current dataset name is book data. you will need to define a new dataset for Wonders collection. Let's call it Wonders data. Very good. And then property within the dataset, book name field. The current selector is CSSH1 because we were getting the book name field from the URL, and then we were getting the UPC. So I need to ask it now to catch some other data. But let's leave it aside for now. And then the variable in the script, it will need to change book ID to what it says here. The unique identifier for Wonder is also ID. That's correct. It's the same ID. So no change is needed. UPC, we will replace it with something else. And then for the patch, it will also change the URL from books to Wonders plus book ID. Book ID meaning entry ID in our case. And then it will update the UPC, update the status. This doesn't change. You may need to adjust the field. Yes, we can do it later. So it caught most of the data, and it says that we need to create a new Wonders, but I didn't give it the full work, yeah. But it's good. It's understanding that it needs to modify a couple of things. So let's go back to our new use case. Our new use case is to go to, let's say, the official website of the Niagara Falls Wonder, and I think this is Kim, Toronto. This is near you, Kim, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say I've seen it before, at least once or twice.
Yeah, I've been there. It's amazing. The Niagara Falls was amazing. I was on the US side, but it was amazing.
Truly a wonder. I agree.
Indeed. So we want to go to the Niagara Falls Wonders website, and then we need to get something. So this is not really like a very good use case for data enrichment because every single URL will be different. So you may have different use cases. For example, you have the URL of many companies, and you want to know if this company is about finance, yes or no. And in that case, I will go to this Niagara Falls. I will extract some H1 tags and titles and menu, send it to a local LLM or a ChatGPT API, and ask it, does this content relate to finance? Reply with yes or no. And then I could come back here in Niagara in my instance, in my schema, and put a field called financial website, yes or no. That's one use case, for example, yeah, if you're doing that kind of enrichment. But for today, what I want to do that is usually common in all websites, I just want to catch the title, the HTML title that is here, the title of the page. So it's like an SEO kind of thing. I want the SEO title or the meta title of the page, and then I want to save that in my Directus. So I will go now to my Directus data model. I will go to Wonders, and I will add a new field that I want to enrich in our case. So I create a new field, an input field, and let's call it meta title. And you see here how I do it: meta with the big M and title with the big T. So I create this new field, yeah, and this is what we will now update once we visit that website. And this is what I'm going to teach the AI now to do. And I'm going to also display this meta title in my columns here so that we can see if this is going to be updated by our project here. So where is meta title? We'll go here. Okay. So far, so good. Eli?
Yeah, totally no questions.
Yeah, sorry, I'm making the use case on the fly, so forgive me if it will not work the first time, but so let's now give it the second half of customization, because the AI understood that it has to change all this data to my new collection. Now I need to tell it that, okay, good. So always acknowledge what is good. Good for updating the collection and other data. Now for this new use case, we will load the URL from the field website, and instead of capturing the book name and UPC, we will just capture the meta title of the page, and we save that back into our collection in the field called meta title. Yeah. So I'm telling it to go to the URL, get the meta title, and update it for me so that we capture that. And the status field and value is the same. We start with draft, and after we patch the entry, we change the status to script. And then it had another question. It was asking if we do this or that. Let's go back here. It was saying the filter. Yeah. So then, yeah, meaning the filter in the initial query can remain as is. Okay. I think I covered most of the customization that I want to do to make this template work for my new use case. Let's give it a try. But before that, before changing the project, I'm going to ask it to repeat. Now summarize all the changes we need to do based on my last response, and just reply me and do not make project changes yet. All right, let's give it a try. Okay, let's review. Or is it here? Now, based on your latest request, here is a summary of the changes needed to adapt the project. The base URL remains, which is correct. It is still wonders, yeah? Initial API query, we keep it. Yes, that's correct. We target draft. We change book listing to website as a field that contains the URL, very correct. And then this is what was new, the properties to extract. It will now have a new property called meta title with the key meta title, and the CSS selector is CSS equal title, which is correct, type text. And then UPC extraction is no longer needed. That's very good. And then we go and we update the entry, but currently it's updating UPC, but now it will be changed and it will update meta title. And then the status, we will change it to scraped, and the book ID, which identified the entry. I could go into details and rename book ID, but for it will still work if it consistently uses this as the book ID. So this will refer to the variable book item ID, assuming the unique identifier remains ID. Yes, it remains ID. So in theory, this should, it has captured everything. Probably I missed something. And then it says, please confirm if these summarized changes accurately reflect your requirements. Yes, it does. Yes, it captured my requirements. Now make the necessary changes and run the project. All right. Okay, it's proposing me a project. I look at it very quickly, just in case. This is the whole project in JSON. I just want to see if I can spot anything that is really bad. But here, good, it's using wonders. And then it's making some comments to explain what it's doing. That's good. This is the response. It's getting the website. Good. Then you go to the URL. Yeah, it waits 5 seconds after the go to URL. Then it extracts the wonder data set. Title, meta title. Okay, it looks good. So I'm going to tell it, yeah, go ahead and run it. Yeah. Go ahead and run the project.
Just before you do that, Mohammed.
Oh, sorry, I pressed enter.
Go
ahead.
No, it's okay. Zach was asking a similar thing regarding the metadata. So basically,
Yes.
if you have a list of sites, is it easy enough for it just to scan all those sites with all this metadata?
Yes.
Just
Yeah.
know that simple
Maybe
question.
we can try that after we make it work with one. So you can
Okay.
see that it loaded the Niagara Falls website. So it's already loading the right data. Let's see what it says. So here it says the project ran successfully and extracted the meta title Niagara Falls, one wonder after another. However, there are several issues. Initial go to Google, the project starts by navigating to Google. That's okay, that's not a problem. The API request error, Directus get wonder data script attempted to fetch data from this filter Yeah, the log show error, failed to load the resources, name not resolved. So what is the problem here? This looks correct. Yeah, this looks correct. So sometimes there are some errors that are misinterpreted. The go-to URL went to this URL, so there is no way it would have guessed the URL. It must have got it from the API. So after initial failed API call, the project then navigated. So that's not possible. If the API call failed, it would not know the URL. So there is some logs here that are confusing the AI assistant. So we need to tell it that it actually worked. So this seems to be where Wonder data extraction happened successfully. Okay, then the patch request failure. The Directus patch Wonder data script also failed with API request failed with status 403. You don't have permission to access collection wonders, or it does not exist. There is a critical error, likely because the API call was made in the context of Niagara Falls tourism rather than directly against. Oh, well then that's a mistake. So there is a number of problems, but there are a few things that worked. Let's look at Directus first. What happened? If I go now and refresh the wonders, what happened to Niagara Falls? So it worked. You see here, it updated meta title for Niagara Falls and it marked it as scraped. So this is where you guys, we always have to pay attention, because sometimes the AI assistant is being disturbed by a lot of console logs from the browser that throws a lot of error inside Niagara Falls tourism. Let me show you, for example, what I mean. When we go to this website here, if I go here, I will show you what the AI model is seeing, and we will improve it with our training. So if I go to the console and if I reload the website, see there could be a lot of things happening here, like duplicate pixel ID, and then sometimes you will run into some JavaScript and other errors. So sometimes this disturbs the AI model. But in this case, it actually worked. So we need to tell it that it worked. Everything worked. The URL was pulled correctly and the right entry was updated and the status was updated as well. So I'm going to go and start with that. The project actually worked very well and the correct wonders entry was updated with the website URL title, and also the status was properly updated to scraped for the relevant
Mohammed,
entry. Yeah.
sorry to interrupt.
Yes, please.
To reinforce it, just a suggestion. Could you
Yes,
take
please.
a snippet of the Directus, because the picture is 1,000 words, and maybe we can reinforce the
Oh, you're
assistant.
right. Very good. Thank you, Mug. Yes. Thank you very much. And you remember that this has computer vision.
Correct. Yeah.
Yes, which is it's so new that I'm still, not used to it. Thank you, Mog. So I'm doing a screenshot here. I'm gonna save it here, and I'm gonna call it Wonders Directus Collection. Yeah. And now I can tell to the AI, see the screenshot of my Directus collection for information. Then I can attach the file here. This is the screenshot. So it's basically working. So what we need to tell it is that ignore, I think we can ignore some console log errors as this project seems to be working very well. Review my comment and do not make project changes yet. Let's see. Okay, so what it says here, thank you for the clarification and the screenshot. It's great to hear that the project is working as expected. It seems my initial interpretation of the logs was a bit too cautious. The fail to load resources and the 403 forbidden errors from demo AIBAS API not directly accessible from that context on the Google page. So it was when it loaded Google, the first URL. That was the issue. However, if the Directus collection was successfully updated, then it means the core logic is working. Okay. The warning about tracking prevention blocked access to storage are common in browser automation. So that's okay. Given that the project successfully updated Niagara Falls entry, we can consider the core functionality achieved. Thank you. Let's go and take a quick look into what it did. Because sometimes while it thought that it didn't work and then it modified it, and then now it's not working again because it tried to correct it. So I want to see what it did here. So this is still the same. I will just double check that it did the correct changes. Yes, here, wonders, API key, and then here it goes to the URL. It renamed to go to Wonder URL. That's good. It's using website. So I think this looks good. First thing we need to do, guys, as soon as we have something that works properly, is to export it and call it V1 working. Yeah. Now I keep it as an archive. So let's now let's run it again to see if it will work on the next draft, because right now it did Niagara Falls. So if we run it again, it should do one of the other two wonders. So let's see first what do we have left. So yes, we have the Great Barrier Reef in Australia and the Grand Canyon in America. Let's try those two. So if I run it, it's going to pick up one of them. See, this is the Google page that was giving the errors. All right. Oh, so this goes to the Grand Canyon, I think. Yeah, Grand Canyon website. So it looks like it's working. Let's see if it's going to be able to update the Grand Canyon with the title. The title is Grand Canyon National Park US something. Okay, it did the job. Let's go to Directus. Refresh. Yes, very good. Now we have the meta title. Yeah, that's exactly the title. And it was marked to scrape. Let's test the last one, the Great Barrier Reef. Let's run this a third time. Let's see if it picks the correct URL. Yes, that looks good. The Great Reef Barrier. And that Great Barrier Reef, Australia's great something. Let's see. Okay.
Mohammed, do you mind trying it one more time headlessly?
Oh yeah, we can do that. So we're gonna try two things. We're gonna try to get more meta descriptions like Zach suggested, and then we're gonna try to use it headlessly. Yeah. So it worked. We have now a good project. And just to summarize, guys, because this was very difficult to do before, but I just took a project that is advanced level with Directus, that is pulling the data from an API, capturing the URL of a specific field of that entry, going to the website, scrapping data, enriching the data back into Directus, and updating the status of that entry. This is actually very advanced, and we have been able to do it in a couple of minutes while I'm explaining to you. So I just wanted to highlight that myself, I'm so happy to be able to do this as a non-developer. And if you have any comments, any feedback, how we can make it better, please don't be shy. And then we're going to try the two things. Eli, help me if you see any comments that I missed, please. We're good?
No, not at all. No, it's just Zach. He's eager to see your meta scraping.
Yeah, so let's do by order of history. We do Zach first, and then Mog, we will run the headless after that. Yeah? All right. So what first we need to do is that we don't have any more entries that is draft. So let's update again our Directus, make them all status draft, and also let's remove the meta title. We empty them. Okay, we're back to 0. So Zach, very good suggestion. We need to do a couple of things. We need to prepare our data structure, our schema. So I need to go here now and go to wonders table and then add the necessary fields. So if I want meta title, and if let's say I also want meta keywords, is that what you want? Zach?
Yes, sir. I mean, I'm actually thinking about the GSA program that Eli is so skillful with
Yes.
Having many URLs for us to try to connect with is one of the biggest challenges. So if we were able to search by metadata or meta titles and find websites in large numbers using that tool, that would be great. I don't know if that's
No, definitely.
exactly what.
No, it will allow you to sort and to filter and to find websites that are about this or that keyword, or it can allow you to do comparisons with a competitor and see why this SEO website is working better than another. So there's so many use cases.
And this would replace, being able to do this will replace a tool that we were going to be paying money for. So it's just another example of our replacing a tool that that costs money. So it's fantastic.
No, thank you for highlighting that. And also the good thing is that even right now I'm using Gemini. So I only used Gemini to build the project. So it probably costed me like maybe 5 cents of a dollar or 20 cents. But that's the only fee I will incur, because when I will run this project, we have moved the knowledge from the AI to RTILA algorithmic project. And now I can run it unlimited for free. And the AI saved me 1 or 2 hours of developer. Maybe I would have needed the developer to configure this project. And now for 5 cents, I get it done. Yeah.
That's amazing. So if we were, like, for example, if we were wanting to search for the word realtor or real estate, because that's one of the categories, would it take much time to create that?
So that that I suggest that you do it in 2 steps. First, you scrape the data, you get the meta keywords, and you push it back to Directus. Then you do another project that will go back to Directus, and now instead of making that will go to Directus, look at scraped status, and then pull the meta keywords, the metadata, send it to Olama or to ChatGPT, and tell it, is there finance in there? Yes or no? And then get back the response, come back to Directus, and then you have a field that says, for example, industry, and then you can feed in what industry this is. So that would be like a second step. It will be much more reliable and professional in terms of letting it run the whole night.
Yeah. That's powerful.
Yes, hopefully we can now really enrich in mass. So Zach, I created 3. So we had meta title. I created meta keywords and meta descriptions. These are usually the ones that are most commonly available in the source code of websites. Now I need to inform the AI that I have 2 more meta keywords to add to my project. Yeah. So I will tell it now meta keywords and meta description. So I will tell it. I'll go back to my chat. Very good. Now let's add 2 more data to scrape from each website. Create new properties to capture the meta keywords and also the meta description of each website, and then update the Directus entry using these new fields I created. So I have meta keywords, meta description. All right, confirm the changes needed and do not make project changes yet. Let's just double check. All right, what it says. It says here, okay, let's plan the changes. Update the Wonders dataset. New property for meta keywords. This is the name of meta keywords. It will use this CSS selector. So it's finding and applying the CSS selector for me. Yeah. Type, attribute, and content, everything configured. Meta description. And then what it will change again, it says that in the patch, it will extract and add meta keywords, meta description, plus status script. So it will change meta title, meta keywords, meta description, and status updated to scrape. This is what we want. It looks correct. Now let's double check our data set here in Directus, that we have indeed all draft and all empty. And also now in my view, I'm going to add also the other metadata. So meta keyword, I'm going to arrange the view here so that we can see it in one go. So website doesn't need to be that big. Location can be smaller. All right, meta keywords, let's put it here. So we have meta keywords, meta title, and I'm missing meta description. So I'm going to pull also meta description here. All right, and let's move meta description right here. And the status will be updated to scrape. So this, it should fill up for us these columns, yeah? Okay, so yes, this is correct. Do the necessary changes and run the project. All right, it did some changes. Maybe no need to go through everything. Let's trust it. Yes, run it. Let's see if it loads the URLs, because sometimes when we do some changes, something breaks and then we have to go back and repair it. And that's why I back up every progress I do, I back up. But at least it's picking up the draft Niagara Falls. It went to the website. So this time on top of meta title, it should get us the other two. Let's see. Let's go to Directus and look at what we get back. So we got the meta title, and it was updated to scrape, but we are not getting meta keywords and meta description. So what could be the issue is maybe the way I wrote it. Because if I didn't write it properly, let's inspect ourselves. Let's open the project manager here and see what could be wrong, and then I will try to ask the AI. So it did create meta keywords, and then it's also meta. Oh, I know, there is a small mistake. Yes. So we will improve the AI to double check that, but I think no, it should work. Let's try it. Normally we should put CSS equal in front, because now we also support XPath. So if I do this, meta keywords, and then meta description also, maybe this is the issue. Let's see. If I do this also, and let's go to Niagara Falls website to double check what we get out of it. Here, Niagara Falls, a bit of debugging. Okay, what are we supposed to get here? So we get meta title, no meta keyword, but there was meta description, so we should have gotten meta description. So something was not working. Let's run it with these small corrections I did. Let's see if the second wonders will get at least some additional metadata. All right, let's run it again here. So maybe this is Grand Canyon, yeah. Not all websites, most websites have title for almost sure 90%, but some they have abandoned to use the SEO metadata, so that could be also one reason. So let's update here and see if Grand Canyon has anything else.
I just wanted to make a comment, Mohammed.
Yes, please.
Yeah. So meta keywords are not, attributes that Google and Bing actually see as important signals.
Yeah.
So you're not going to find it on most websites. So I think meta title, description, definitely having like the H1. And another thing, just not to get technical, but knowing whether or not it has a robots meta. So if it's a
Also,
crawlable link,
yes.
if we can detect that into some of our attributes and direct us,
Yes.
that's going to be good,
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I think we have a project on V6 or V7 that was getting all the H1s, H2s, and a bunch of other things that are more valuable for SEO. So we could reproduce that. But you're right. Meta keywords and meta description kind of was abandoned by Google SEO for SEO purposes. But still, the meta description.
I think the meta description is still good. Yeah.
Still good. So it was there,
Yeah.
and we're not getting it. So I want to first debug this project because there is a mistake somewhere. It could be me who did the mistake, or it could be the AI. So just to make sure, I'm going to go back to my data model, to Wonders, and I'm going to copy and paste meta keywords so that I don't make any typo errors. So then I'm going to go back to the chat with the AI and tell it the project is still working and updating the meta title field, but for some reason the meta keywords and the meta description fields are not updated, although the website did have these meta data. Double check if we are using the correct Directus Wonders collection field names. I am pasting as is the target field names for review. Now I'm going to paste this one, and then I'm going to go and copy and paste the second one, just to get this out of the way. Okay. Also, it could be that RTILA dataset properties is expecting the CSS selector to start with CSS equal, and I have updated both selectors, and I will ask it review the project deeper and see what could be the issue, why the meta keywords and meta description data is not being patched to the Directus entry. Okay, I will tell it also, reply me first and do not make project changes. Let's see what it could find. Maybe something else I'm missing. Okay, so here, okay, I reviewed the project configuration, the execution and the results, and your Directus collection field names. Here is deeper look. Okay, Directus field names. Directus field names you provided are meta keywords and meta description. These are correctly used as the key and name in the Wonders data dataset. All right. Selectors, the selector meta this and meta description are the standard. The fact that meta title is being extracted correctly suggests that overall extraction is working. Extraction results run the output Niagara. So it saw the output. This clearly indicates that the selectors for meta keywords and meta description are not finding any values, as both are coming back null. And then the patch. For the patch, Directus Wonder data script is attempting to patch these values. Since meta keywords and meta descriptions are null from the extraction, even the API call itself is successful, it would be sending null. Okay, but then the second website was not null. So let's, yeah, I think the first website, Niagara Falls did not have it had meta description. So you know what we can do here, Mog? We can give it a snapshot, a piece of the HTML code. Because right now, which website it went? Niagara Falls Tourism, yeah? So let's give it a, so it says here it does not have meta name keywords, but it does. So let's go to this website, Niagara Falls, to the inspection, and let's look at the head if there is meta name. Oh, it's correct then. There's no meta name description.
Yeah, I'm
Canonical
looking at it.
generator.
No.
That's actually correct. It has title in the page. So that's weird because you know what? I'm gonna ask it to check the website, for us. Analyze this URL to see if it does indeed have the meta keyword and meta description or not, so that we can figure out why these fields are null. And then let's see if it can analyze this URL. If not, I will paste it the whole HTML. So it's analyzing.
I think Mob just posted something for you, Mohammed, in the chat.
Yeah, it doesn't have the meta description, yes. So that's why it doesn't find anything. Okay. So we're asking it to find the ghost.
He said it does have.
Oh, it does
Yeah,
have.
he's saying it does. Mm.
Okay, sorry. So it does have. Based on analysis, content.meta description. Yes, so it's find it. You see, it find the description. Meta keywords content. So content meta keywords is not there, but meta description is there and it find it. So then it should have captured it. So since the meta tags appear to be absent on Niagara Falls page, the meta keywords field. No, but so it's called content meta description. So why did the flow not update the meta description value which existed on this website? Why we didn't get it? Oh, maybe it's actually content.meta description. So maybe the CSS selector here is not good. Let's see what it says. You've hit on a crucial point. My apologies. The analysis report shows the content meta value with this value. The reason the meta description field in the extracted data and subsequently in Directus remain null is due to how the extract data command works with the Wonder data dataset. When extract data runs, it looks for properties for meta description using this selector. The analysis report itself found the description in this. So yes, the selector is wrong then. But this information about the page from the analysis tool, not directly the HTML element that RTILA engine can target with the CSS selector. The engine needs to query the DOM for an actual HTML tag, and the report did not find any specific meta name description. Okay. What do you suggest, Mog? So
Can I share my screen for a second,
yes,
Mohammed?
of course. Yes, please. I'm going to stop sharing.
Yeah, so this is what I investigated while,
Yeah,
see
1 second,
here.
please. Your screen is not yet appearing. Go ahead, share the screen, please.
Okay, so let me know if you can see my screen.
Not yet.
What about now?
It's coming up.
Can you see?
Yes.
Can you see my inspect element window?
Yeah, is it the pop-up? Yeah, go ahead.
Can
We see the website with the pop-up Winter Gateway.
Okay, but you don't see the inspect element screen.
No.
Okay, let me share my entire screen. So it's not sharing the entire screen for some reason. Let me stop sharing here and share the entire screen. So I'm able to get the output. Okay, stop here. Share the entire screen. It's going to show you guys on the video. Let me know if you guys can see it now.
Yeah, we see ourselves. Yes. Yeah, we see the inspector, the console.
Okay, so this is I was just running just an inline, on this website to give me the meta description, right? Just using this query selector, right? Is returning this. Another good stuff. Just wanted to mention there is basically like AI assistants. For those of you that are not technical, there's an AI assistant built into the Chrome browser that you can activate, and you can basically ask it, questions, right? Around, hey, and I noticed while I was testing the AI assistants,
Yeah.
it was actually hallucinating and having problems. But the fact that I have knowledge on this, I was able to then correct it because it was returning null. Does that make sense?
Yes,
So
yes, yes.
so basically, this was what the AI was doing, and it was actually returning something not found. I had to then go back and correct it.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find that on here. Uh, I'm not able to find exactly where, but I wanted to show you guys basically even the inherent Gemini that's built into the Google Chrome browser. When
Was
you
not able to catch
activate
it.
your setting, wasn't able to catch it. You can enable this basically your AI assistants here,
Nice.
okay, and kind of see that. But again, as Mohammed mentioned, we just have to, train the AI and trust but verify. But in this case here, the query selector that we needed to pass is this guy, in
Maybe
here
can you copy it?
for,
I will use this selector and update it
for,
manually.
for it to return. Yeah, so I'm gonna
Yes.
pass this back to
To the chat.
Mohammed. Let
Yeah.
me stop presenting here. I'll put that in here on the chat.
Yes, perfect. So then I'm gonna use this exact selector for meta description. So I go I go to automation projects, open project manager, go to the project, and meta description, is it the same or not? Ah, it was the same. Look, it was actually the
It was the
same.
same?
Yeah, it was the same. It was the same. And you see here, when we're using RTILA and we go to Niagara
Mohammed,
Falls.
you mind resharing your screen, please?
Oh yeah, of course, I always do that mistake. So let's go back here, share screen. Do you see my screen? Yes, it's coming up. So I went and, and I checked, and it was exactly the same for meta description. But the attribute, is the attribute content or is it text? Because it's actually text. I think that's the issue. Yeah, see, something happened here. Let's go to Niagara Falls because it could be the attribute that we're getting wrong. So now, meta description, I'm using text, but what was before that? Let's use another attribute. Text like this. No. HTML. No. Property, selector path. Okay, what did the AI use before? Before that, it used content, attribute content. Okay, I'll use that again. Attribute, so I will specify an attribute. The attribute is called content. Ah, yes, you see here it's picking it up. So RTILA is picking it up. But when it's running, for some reason it didn't pick it up. So let's do it from scratch again. I think we're not far now. I'm gonna go and go back to, oops, opening too many things, close. Let's go back to Directus and run it for the 3 of them and see, maybe it will work for 1 or 2 of them. So I'll go back here, edit, everything goes back to draft, and nothing in meta title, nothing in meta keyword, nothing in meta description. Let's run it. I think we're not far. We're not far, and if we cannot solve it now, we will find a solution and share it with you guys. Let's run it. So one of them is gonna start, and I think we can also kind of view what's going on at the same time here. We have, okay, so it did the job. Let's see what we get back. If not, we can replace and just do a H1. I think H1s are more common. Oh, it got it. Look, meta description is here now. So I think it was just CSS equal.
What was the change, Mohammed?
Sorry?
What was the change? Was it the
change I
attribute
added
type?
CSS equal before the CSS selector that initially the AI did. I think that was the main change. But let's run it again now. Let's run it again. Let's see if the second website has any other meta. Okay, finish. Let's see what data we get back. Yes, now it's getting it consistently. So meta description is there for both websites. Let's do the third one here. Okay, Grand Canyon. Okay, job done. And let's see. Third one. Yeah, so the third one, the Grand Canyon, we get the title, but I think it doesn't have keywords and it doesn't have description. So our flow is actually working. So Zach, we achieved your request.
Mohammed, can you go back into the log screen on
Yes, of course.
RTILA?
Yeah,
It
so
showed CSS equals HTML. I was just trying to capture it. It went by
here,
really
in the logs here?
fast. On one of the pop-up logs from the recent
Yes.
run.
So so we have normally all the logs are here. So I can filter with the last run, this run. So these are the logs of the last run. And
no, there was a pop-up box that showed what it happened.
yes. So normally not. So something that doesn't show up here is what was being shown in the console, and sometimes that displays the console messages, but they're not in the.
I saw CSS equals HTML somewhere.
Yes, I can tell you why. I can explain that. Yeah. So when we are running a project, let's open the project here. When we are scraping data with the data set, yeah. And when it's like, let's go to the Niagara Falls website, or books like this. If you remember, in V7 we had two kinds of dataset. We had list mode and we had detail page mode. You remember? And for list mode, it needs to have the containers that is being repeated. So we used to have the CSS collection. If you remember, we call it the CSS collection, which is the common container. Yeah. So what happens is that RTILA by default, it will make the common container as HTML. And this is what it will fill here, CSS equal HTML, which is the main container for the case where it's a detailed page. Now, if it was not a detailed page, if it was a grid page, I will use a different container. It will be like, for example, a specific div with a specific attribute. Okay, Mark?
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
So that's why you saw it. You catch it in the logs, and we put it by default to avoid any error. The AI recognizes that this is a single listing, so it just applies that there is only one container. It's the whole page.
Got it.
Okay, cool. Thank you for noticing that. So Zach, are we good for your use case?
I think so. If that will help us to create a large list of URLs based on the metadata, then I think that's a success.
Yes, and then we can send you this project, and then you can go and chat with it and ask it to also capture for me the H1, and here is the H1 field in my Directus, and you can ask for more data, you know. So today is like more for learning. So thanks, Zach, for this use case. Let's now do the MOG use case. I'm going to reset the data in Directus, and then we're going to try to run this headless. Yeah. So my session expired. Let's go back. Hey, what's going on? Is it my connection is dead, or? Yes, I lost the connection.
I think it is.
I lost the connection, guys.
Oh, I wasn't able to capture it.
Okay, I'm back. So let's I need to re-log in now. I lost the session. So I'll go back to Directus and I'm going to reset the data so that we can run this in, how did you call it, Mog? We called it headless mode. Is
Yeah.
that the correct mode? Headless, yeah? Okay, let's go. So I reset the data and we start with draft. Now I go to RTILA. Oops, somebody has the mic on. If you can please.
Sorry.
No worries. So let me show you how to activate the headless. You go to open project. You have two ways. You can ask the AI to configure the project as headless, or you can go to here, edit settings, and then we have an option here where it is run in headless mode. You see here, no UI. So now what will happen is that when I check that box, if I run this project now, the browser is not opening, but it's actually doing the job somehow in the background so that it doesn't disturb your work. So RTILA could be working in the background, and I think it did it. Let's see if it works, but because Mog, not all websites accommodate for headless browsers. So sometimes some websites will reject it. But this worked, you see?
Exactly.
I
Yeah.
got
I
the same
wanted this to
data.
be
Yeah.
shown for the community. Yeah.
Yes, yes, it's a very good use case. So now I could activate this as a scheduled task. It will be running, and I can be doing some job. I can be watching some YouTube videos, and RTILA is working like this in the background in the headless mode. So let's see now if we got the second one. I think it didn't run. Let's run it again. Something went wrong here. Oh no, it was not finished. Ooh, it is running now. Let's see. Yeah, still running. Okay, when it says close, that means it's finished. So let's go and see what things got updated. Yes, the Great Barrier has been updated and scraped. Let's do the last one, and we will be good for the use case. Okay, the third one is ongoing. And also Mog, we added a lot of logs and auditing and reporting to allow us to work with enterprise level, with banks and insurance companies, because they need to audit every single query and every single action. So we
Yeah.
built the V8 for that as well.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah.
So
Where's
here,
the settings to sort of not turn on the verbose logs?
oh yes, I will show that. So we achieved the same with the UI mode, headless mode. So when you go here to open projects, and remember Mog, you can ask the AI about all this. So I'm showing you how to do it manually, but the AI can do it for you. You can ask the AI to enable debug mode. So you see here, the logging level is just console, but you can go like full debug verbose. Anything that happens will be outputted into the console and into the RTILA logs. But you can also just go with the critical errors or just the warnings or whatever. By default, it just does console logs.
Got it.
Okay.
Mohammed, why would I want to waste AI credits when I haven't
Yes,
set up my
you're right.
DPX yet?
No, definitely yes. So because you're right, you're right. So
I'm kidding. Yeah.
there are a few things. You know, when the AI was telling me I modified the project, should I run it? If I say yes, run it, that consumes a query. But if you click run it yourself, that will not consume a query. So yes, you're right. For saving money, if you know your stuff, you can just go and change everything manually.
Mohammed, can I just ask you a question that's been niggling
Yes,
me?
please. Of course, yes.
You know, when you've been scraping to go to a website, I don't
Yeah.
understand why you have the extra process of bringing up the browser, such as Google, and then you go to the website. What's the reason for
Yeah.
that?
So this is like a historical habit we have with RTILA, that when you start a web project, you need to load a URL, any URL. And Google is the fastest to load, so that's why we load it by default. But I can go now and I can say, for example, I can load, I can go to this project, and you can load your own URL for branding. So I can go we need to load something. It can be a local host URL. It doesn't have to be a web URL. Sorry. You go to here, edit settings, and instead of Google, I'll just load RTILA. Yeah. But then if I load RTILA, I consume our server without being a visitor. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
We could do that. You could do your customer, your client project, or your own project as a starting URL. It doesn't really matter. It can be a local host file. But also right now we have the UI headless mode. So I will remove the headless mode. And now if I start this project, it will not load Google, it will load RTILA as a starting page. And then it will do the page, it will do the work.
Okay, it's just that if you know, when you're pulling from Directus and then it's using the reference as ELs, to me it doesn't make sense when it references ELs. So why doesn't it go straight to that page regardless automatically? Why isn't it intelligent enough to save a process which is, instead of going to Google, go straight to the URL? So can you imagine if you're going through 10 pages backwards and forwards, you've effectively done 20 hops.
Yeah, that's right. So we could have done that. It could be something that we can do later on, that the AI understands that the starting page is not used, and therefore it loads nothing, and it knows that it's going to load something else behind. There are also some use cases where we don't need to load any page, because we will be just pulling data from an API, doing some transformation, pushing back with the API. There is no website to scrape, so we don't really need to load the website. But historically, we have been a web scraper software. So historically, you always open a web page. And
I take it the headless method is what you've just been talking about. You don't headless go to Google or any page previous to the one you're.
Exactly.
You go straight, right?
So in headless mode, it doesn't matter. There is no page.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Now, this is actually useful for you, Eli. When you are an agency or when you're a professional, you can use this and put your own starting page with your own branding. For example, it's Directus for a bank. Yeah. And then it will say the project will start in 15 seconds, and then you put a nice countdown.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah. So you can use
that's
it to that purpose. So that's what we do with, actually, let me show you what we do with Wouter.
That's quite clever, actually. Yeah.
I'm going to show
your client using your stuff, and then your brand comes up every single time as a reminder.
Exactly, your brand or your customer brand, if they want to do it. Yes. So I'll show you here how we did with Wouter, just to do some. For him, it was just self-branding, but still, So we created this URL, which is right now on RTILA, but you can put it anywhere you want. Yeah. So I could now go back to my project, and before I deliver it to my customer, I'm going to the wrong one. Here in Edit Settings, I'm going to put a specific branded page that will load first, and you're going to understand what it does here. And now, see here, it will be your page with your logo, and even the console log, you can republish them. So right now, there's no website anymore that is draft, so that's why it's finished.
Yeah.
But you can use it as a brand.
Yeah, I get it.
Okay, I think we covered quite enough, I hope. I know that this is a bit of intermediary or even advanced, because we're doing a lot of things. We're dealing with an API. We're scrapping unknown websites. We're going into their metadata, and then we are patching. And we're patching the correct entry that we pulled the URL from. I just want to emphasize that this is something that is really advanced, but now available to you guys. If you can just rewatch the video, and you just have to learn how to tell the AI assistant to configure a project to your use case and to your URL, to your website, and ask it to change the data names and the field names. If you understand that, you can make it work with any Directus system. Not only Directus, I can now go and say to the AI assistant, instead of Directus, I'm using a Neon or a Supabase database. Do the same thing, but pull from Supabase this URL and this field in my Supabase, and then it will just convert it and pull from Supabase. I hope it makes a bit of sense. And happy to see you guys start using this, because this will be the way that we're going to do supermass scrapping and supermass data enrichment. And the first project that we will reconvert to this methodology is our Google Map scraping, so that we can scrape every Google Map listing, and then we go to that listing, get the URL of the website, go scrape the website, and get their emails or whatever, contact page, and so on. If we
What are
want
we
to do
doing that next week?
I think we will do it after, because I think if we can keep it simple with this little data that we go and fetch, I think now what would be useful is to show you guys how we can trigger this project from N8N or Zapier or another database, so that we can show the new RTILA API layer. And that's also very powerful, this new feature, especially for automatically triggering the projects on demand. And you can pass variables to RTILA on the fly.
Perfect. So next
Great
week you're
stuff.
going to
Thank
show
you,
us
Hans.
with N8N, right?
Yeah, we try to do it with N8N next week. If we don't have an N8N ready, or maybe we can use your instance, because I didn't install it yet. We can use like a very just a dummy web-based trigger, like a server, and then we will. So what we are planning to do with Tarek and the team is to kind of develop an RTILA node or an RTILA plugin for N8N. Then it will
Yeah,
be like much
definitely.
easier. But
Yeah,
I will show
with
you
that.
the API way that can work with anything.
Yes. Cool.
Good.
Anybody got any questions after that? Any questions at all before we leave?
No.
No.
I do.
Hey, Alan.
How are you, Mo?
Yes, good. Sorry,
Can you hear me?
I'm still behind the clock, but I haven't forgotten your
Yes.
project.
Yeah. I just wanted to say I'm anxious to go. I had to send it in 3 emails because it was
I saw,
kind
yeah.
of long, and
Yeah, I got all three,
and
and it's
so
all good.
okay. So when can we get together? I just wanted to know what the
Yeah, let's
expectation
take.
would be.
Can you book a meeting? I don't know if for tomorrow there is still the time frame. Tomorrow or Monday, and we can go through it together. And I already started to
Okay.
review. I already started to review it, but it's a bit of it's a lot of data in one go, huh?
It is, and what I thought I would do is kind of reduce it to like a manual,
Yeah,
like a user manual is what I'm going to do, and that should simplify everything for you.
yeah, that's good, and it's also can be useful for next people you work with.
Exactly, and it has given me some ideas on how to replace, dev type and stuff like that, because it's giving me a lot of code and stuff that I can use that I don't need to
So
bother
that's
you
very
as much.
no, that's very good, because you see you can import and attach code to the V8
Uh-huh.
assistant and tell it this is what I got from ChatGPT or whatever. It told me to use this
That's
function, this
crazy.
code, and then RTILA AI assistant will integrate it into your flow. So we will work on that together.
Excellent. So I'll be sending you that. I'm putting finishing touches on that manual now, so I'll be sending that over next. But hopefully we can talk soon.
Very good. So please try a slot on tomorrow, Friday, or Monday.
Thank you.
Thank you, Alan. Let's see any chat questions, any thing that can hear. Mohammed, can you please send the raw recording with Cyrus? Yes, so we are going to publish it. We're just doing the thumbnail, Mog. We're going to publish the video with Cyrus that does those prerequisites, but it's not that complicated. So that will be published probably in the next couple of hours. Okay, cool. And then Zach, thank you for sharing. Very good. That's it. I think, Eli, we don't have much pending in the chat.
Just one question, because I'm still curious about the speeding up process. When we've got obviously our template and everything's working totally fine, you said that we can use a proxy, and obviously proxy are going to speed things up significantly. And obviously that's reasonably easy. I don't expect you to show it to us now because we're coming to the end of the situation, but is that reasonably stable? We've got to the stage where we can use the proxies, right?
Yes, I think so. We haven't tested it in like a massive bombardment.
You
But
can leave that to me.
yeah,
I
you
might
can
try
try
that
it
this
out.
weekend.
So let me show you quickly. Do you see my screen? No?
Not yet.
Okay, let me share again. I just show you the settings, and please give it a run and give us some feedback.
I'll do that this week. Yeah, I've got a few hundred
Perfect.
proxies I can throw at it.
So let me show you here. In the projects, you have to modify two things. You go to editing of your projects, and then sorry, let's go here, you have the number of workers. That will be your parallel, yeah. And then you enable proxies, and you put your URLs here. And now we will split the proxies with the ongoing workers. 5, 10, how many you can afford to run at the same time. Please try it and let us know how it goes.
And the mitigation right next to the workers is the amount of time that each worker rests for. Is that the case?
Let me go back there, then I can see.
If you look next to workers on the left-hand side, because I want to be able to adjust the time that they rest in between.
So
here,
on
the left.
This is the navigation timeout
sorry, navigation
of the first page.
There must be something there. Hold on.
We used to have an option to delay to put a delay time between workers. We had it in V7, but we don't have it here. So what you could do is that in your flow you put like a random wait at the beginning of each flow.
Okay.
Yeah, like between 3 and 5 seconds or something like that, and then you will kind of create a cascading start.
Okay.
Mohammed, stop.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was going to ask the respect robot.txt.
Yes, I'll go for it.
Is that by default disabled?
That's a good question. Let's see. No, yeah, it's disabled by default. Yeah, by default we don't respect them. Yeah, we're bad guys.
You're a terrible person, Mohammed. I never knew you was that way inclined.
It's up to you guys. We can make it as default to respect the robot.txt.
No, that's okay.
Yeah, I was just curious, would that just to make sure we're not scraping, stuff that is archive and useless data.
Yeah, that, and also maybe some things that people can blame you for accessing it when they say that they don't allow it.
Exactly.
I think
like Perplexity is going through right now.
Yeah, I think that's the big lawsuit that Anthropic got, like $1 billion, no? $1 billion legal case. Yeah. So for beginners, it's not something to worry about, and it's counterproductive to respect robots, because then you will think that the automation is not working, and actually it's just the robot that is blocking it. So for learning purposes and developing the initial test, it's better to have it not checked. But then before you launch your massive scrapping and you want to respect these rules, then you check it here. Yeah. Okay. Let's see.
Last question.
Yes, please.
For Olama, we do support that currently as or is it just Gemini and right now?
The local. So two ways. There are two ways of when we say support for Olama or local LLMs is two ways. One is to support it as your AI assistant. Yeah. So this is for the AI assistant. Right now it's using Gemini, which is the recommended, but you can see here we have a CUDA version for those who have a powerful GPU. It's not yet working. It's like almost working, but hopefully in a couple of weeks or months, then you could use Llama 3.2 or DeepSeek or whichever like Qwen Coder, some local LLM for coding. You can use them for your AI assistant, and then you completely remove the fees of the AI assistant, and also you completely remove the exposure of your data and flows with an external AI provider. And we are doing that for the banks and insurance companies and law firms. So that's why we're working on that. So the AI assistant local LLM, not yet available. And then you have the other thing that is already available is that let's say now we're happy with this project, yeah, Mog. Now I can ask the AI, now get the meta keywords data and send it to my local Olama URL with this prompt. And you give a prompt, and then it will configure for you an API call to Olama. So this is already available with the V8. You can transform your data with Olama if you have it installed locally, and RTILA V8 and the AI assistant already knows about Olama and its API structure. So it can help you to transform the data. Now it's better to do it as a different project. Like you keep one project for scrapping, and then you go and you open another project, a new conversation, and you can tell it, this is my directors, this is the schema, this is the API keyword, pull for me meta keywords for each entity, send it to Olama, tell me if it's finance or give me the industry code of this website. Does it make sense, Mog? And then you save it back.
Not quite. Because I've got my Olama instance, which iterates through multiple models. It's got the API. What I'm not sure on is whatever is integrated to RTILA, is it just defaulting to whatever the default model? Can I specify the model
Yeah, you can
that I'm
specify
using?
the model. So via Olama API, you can specify the model. It will unload the current model, load the model you want, do the job, and response back. So we will do a specific tutorial on this, Mog. Maybe we can do it together because this is already available and working. It's just we didn't have time to work on it.
Got it. Yeah, I'll say we'll park this for another session. Yeah.
Exactly, yes. So today's session, which we've been, I think, now it's 1 hour and 45 minutes. Happy to have covered already the main focus, which was pulling data from Directus, going to the URL, enriching, updating Directus. That was the objective of today. Thanks, Mog. All these things we will cover them as we go.
Thank you, Mohammed. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Eli. So I don't know if our friends in Philippines are still here or if they went for breakfast.
More like sleeping.
Bo, I think he disconnected. Maybe his 3G went off. Oh, Ryan, you joined. How are you, Ryan?
Mohammed?
Yes, Zach, yes, please.
I just wanted to mention, I don't know if you've seen the email, but I would love to introduce RTILA to our audience on this new show that we're producing.
Yes,
so
please, yes. Yes.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a cool opportunity to give it some exposure, and we'll of course have a link for people to purchase RTILA from the show too.
Let's do it. And forgive me, my personal Gmail is a bit overloaded. Do you mind when it's related to RTILA to send it to support@rtila.com? Then the whole team can work.
Sure.
Yeah, sometimes,
absolutely.
I forget and I put it aside and I think it's only personal. So let's
No,
do
support@rtila.com. Okay.
Yes, or you go to rtila.com/support and you submit a ticket. Either or will create a ticket. And this way,
Okay, great.
This way it will be there for me every morning.
Yeah.
I check. No, definitely.
It looks ready to me. It looks ready to be presented to the world, in my opinion.
I think
congratulations.
So, yes. Thank you very much. And Zach, this is actually something we wanted to ask the community guys. If you can help us with the period of Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and the end of the year, we would like to boost some sales. We have some crazy discounts, and we're happy to also give you a commission as our agents and master agents. So we will build up your page, present it to your community, and share success together.
Yeah, make sure you have your affiliate links, gang.
Yes, so everyone who doesn't have their affiliate links yet, when you are in your RTILA dashboard, there is an affiliate section there, and you can apply to become an affiliate, and then you will open up that affiliate section. If not, just submit a ticket, guys. We will create for you a partner page, a discount code for your community, and then you have a dedicated page where people can discover and get RTILA. And also for our partners, Zach, which is unique, is that through your partner page, your people and your community can get a free license, which is not available in our public website. They can only get it through one of our partners, you guys.
That's great.
Yeah, so use it as a how you call it in English, bait hook.
That's right. Yeah, that's the appetizer.
The appetizer, yes.
Yeah.
The little, and it's good to give something for free because then they can experience RTILA and see if it works. And by the way, you can also experience the AI assistant by opening a Gemini API account for free. And the free tier of Gemini works perfectly with RTILA. You don't have to pay for Gemini to use RTILA AI assistant. the Gemini free tier API key works very well. They limit it to 5 queries per minute, but 5 queries per minute in our context is okay.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, I'm going to go. Thanks so much, Kane.
Yes,
Have a
thank
good
you,
week.
Zach. Thank you, Zach.
All right. All right.
So let's boost this. Let's talk Japanese.
Ah, well, it looks like everybody had a wonderful session. It was a long
Yes.
one, and so I never knew, Mohammed, you had so much stamina. Your life lied to me when she spoke to me last time. You've got
No,
plenty of stamina.
I'm getting the energy of the V8 because I was like fired with all the bugs.
I hear you. And what I tell you what, you can't be better. V8 sounds beautiful too, you know. There's nothing like a V8 rather than this electric rubbish. Anyway, I digress. I digress. Anyway, thank you again, Mohammed. Really
Thank
appreciate
you.
it.
Thank you.
And I know the rest of the community is loving it too at the same time. And really appreciate you all. And sayonara.
We used to
Sayonara.
have a
Oh,
commercial in the
Ah,
States. We used to have a commercial in the States that says, "Wow, I could have had a V8."
really?
It's yes, it's an energy, well, not energy drink. It's actual tomato juice
Hey,
yeah.
let's
called
do
V8.
that.
It's a product called
Let's find
V8.
let's find that video
And a
and make some.
commercial used to say, "Wow, I could have had a V8." So that's what I'm saying every day.
Ah,
Wow,
let,
I can have a V8.
let's use that. Let's do
Thanks
an
to Mo.
advertising. Yeah.
Yeah.
Please,
Now I got a V8 for good.
please drop me the name of that tomato sauce or product.
Okay,
I will try
yeah.
it.
I'll probably send you the whole commercial. It's on YouTube, most likely.
Super, super. We're gonna make an ad with it.
Okay.
Very nice. Thank you,
Nice
Alan.
seeing everybody.
Yes, thank you, Ryan, Eric, everyone from the 3, 4, 5 corners of the world. We're extending our community. Thank you again, guys. And
Thank you very much, Mohammed.
Eric, see you very soon. And
You very soon.
I will copy Eli with his sayonara.
Sayonara.
Bye bye, guys.
Bye bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.